There's one character trait that if you have, you will 100% be a loser forever. Now, let me tell you first, it's not being dumb. I know a lot of dumb, successful people. It's not about being ugly or pretty. It's not about your moral fiber, like if you're a good guy or a scumbag. No, it's something completely different. I'll explain with the best example I've got. I knew a guy and he would take up hobbies, right? I knew this guy for years, so I've seen him up close. I know how this works. He would take up hobbies, among which he takes up writing, yeah? Takes up writing, goes at it for 3 years, and in year 3 he is as bad as he was in week 3. It was incredible, putting commas right at the beginning of words, not capitalizing properly, not creating emotional build-ups, not setting up the plots in a hooking way, and instead telling you the stories in a very linear fashion, which is like the way a 7-year-old tells a story. Not that you have to be a natural at storytelling, but if you go at it for years, well, then you should improve, right? The man never got any better at what he did. He would just complain about it, complain about how others were just naturally gifted. And no, actually, that's not it at all. Hard work beats lazy talent 95% of the time. But it must be smart work too. So you gotta observe yourself and orient on what it is you're doing, eh? Why you're stuck and what new thing can you try out that could work? Yeah, new solutions, trial and error. If a cable doesn't match the outlet, please do not try to plug it by brute forcing your way in. You will end up with welded contacts and an avoidable electric bill. Anyways, how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? So this played out in his entire life. Everything that he did, he never got any better at it. He was a very smart guy, but he always gave his energy to the outer world, right? The evil politicians, gas prices, some random scandal, some millionaire's divorce, something on the news that had nothing to do with him. But he never actually invested that energy, into bettering himself, which would have taken him so far. I haven't spoken to him in a while. Hope he's doing better though. If you're watching this, you know who you are, mate. I hope you got your act together. So yeah, that's the only thing you have to do, is be willing to learn from your mistakes. As cliche as that sounds, it's true. Be at peace with being a bit uncomfortable when looking at yourself in the mirror. Come up with new solutions, or at least potential new solutions. Then implement them and repeat that cycle. That's basically the OODA loop, yeah? Developed by that US ace pilot during the Korean War. Deadly guy. He used this mental framework to completely dominate air combat. Look him up. It's a fascinating story. Name was John Boyd. Absolute stud. But yeah, essentially, observe what's happening, orient yourself, make a decision,